that, the 2023 season comes to an end. Good night.
Good. Hold on. I should blow myself up. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Freeform Fridays. It's been a rough day. Okay. Your girl started off the day not being able to breathe, and yeah, we're very medicated. So bear with me. The final show of 2023, and finally, after like 2 months, a Freeform Friday, they can actually be Freeform Friday. Are there a few serious things we have to talk about? Yes, of course. But most of the night is wait, what? Mona, that's you? Look at me. You know what? Sitting here breaking the fourth wall. What was I even saying? Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Okay, so we're going to start off with a horoscope. A horoscope video that someone sent me. This could go well, this could not go well. And given that I'm still upset that the Shaman of Shenanigans brought me a plant-based cookie, I feel like this might not go well. But we're going to run it because it's me. Why not?
In astrology, your sister sign is your natural opposite, and your natural opposite is said to either balance you out, stress you out, or both for the sake of teaching you a lesson. And here's what that looks like for each zodiac sign. Taurus and Scorpio. Out of all the sister sign duos, this is one out of the two combos that get along with each other the best. Very much same person, different font. Very similar in the way they like to hold on to things. Scorpio mentalities, emotions, feelings, and connections, while Taurus holds on to the physical. Like people physically being there are very sentimental when it comes to materialistic possessions. While Scorpios are very sentimental with connections, so even if it ended, they still see the beauty in holding on to the connection emotionally, like holding on to those feelings and that passion because they know it's a part of them, like they are who they are today because of the experiences that shaped them in the past. So foundations are very important to both of these zodiac signs, but the biggest difference in how they be stressing each other out the most is Scorpio is quick as hell to burn a bridge, especially bridges that could be good for them because they're scared to believe in stability because they're wired to look out for destruction. Like they're like, I'm used to things being destroyed and not working out, but something being long lasting and good for me, I'm scared to have faith in that and walk across that bridge. So I'm just gonna burn it before it burns me. Type energy, which is so sad because a lot of the times those bridges would take them exactly where they want to be, but they're too busy holding on to hurt from the past to let themselves be in spaces where they can heal and experience a better future. So Scorpios, make sure you're not self-sabotaging by only investing time and energy in connections or situations that you know aren't equipped to be long-lasting in the name of self-preservation, because you think you do better in a space where you know you're gonna get hurt rather than having to have faith that you won't. And that comes with having faith in yourself, of knowing that even if something you did have faith in doesn't work out, that you still learned and gained something so valuable from that experience, that even if that person isn't physically there anymore, the lessons that they taught you will always be with you and only set you up for success in the future. But that's only when you focus on healing and not harboring on.
Who the hell trying to lie to me? Now, for those of y'all that don't know, okay, I am a Taurus, all right? Card carrying, bullheaded through and through Taurus, okay? I was raised by 2 damn Scorpios, okay? The trauma that they're running from, they create. The bridges they can't cross no more, them motherfuckers burnt that shit. I'm talking about I'm the materialistic one. I want to hold on to physical shit. No, okay? Them keep you trapped in the basement, motherfuckers. Them that'll spend the fucking rent money to look good on Sunday to sit around a bunch of motherfuckers up at the church house that they don't even like. Who, which one of y'all hit y'all damn head? Which one of y'all is a fucking Scorpio? I got almost 47 fucking years of dealing with goddamn Scorpios. Now, I will say, the one brother that I get along with the most, not all the time, I don't get along with none of them all the time, is also a Scorpio. But he make me want to skippity pap the fuck up out of him too. My uncle that is always on site with that mighty mouse ass motherfucker, damn Scorpio. The fuck you mean? That's my better half. No, that is the half of my life that keeps me with a timeshare at the Grippy Sock Casino and Resort. Have you met a fucking Scorpio? Now I'm a bull. I might fuck some shit up in a China shop, okay? Wear red round me. Let me see red. I will give you the horns. And in the most inconvenient places. I get that. I understand that, okay? Queen Pooh by Heathen right here. But a fucking Scorpio is sneaky as shit. You'll be like, oh, you're so cute. You hold them and them motherfuckers will just and then climb up on you. The fuck? No. And especially in October, Scorpio, something is especially wrong with them mother. They ain't wrapped at the fuck all. Just wrap everything else up in bubble wrap. The fuck. You know, it would take the final show of 2023 for me to realize some of y'all just send me shit and go, just play it on the show because you get a kick. You get a kick out of watching my brain glitch and my sanity unravel. That's okay. That's why me and Daddy still beefing now. Full of shit. Scorpios will be so full of shit, okay? An enema and a semi full of Pepto couldn't unclog them. But they'll go out to the world and meet new people just so that the new people will think that they are the bee's knees, that they are the second coming of Jesus. But won't fix shit at home. Home dilapidated than a motherfucker. And Scorpios always think somebody cheating on them. Who got time to cheat on your ass? You can't be by yourself. You got to call 60-11 fucking times in 5 fucking minutes. Can't nobody unzip their pants, let alone bump uglies. And why is it the uglier a Scorpio is, the crazier a Scorpio is? And the more conceited them motherfuckers be. Be sitting there looking like a gremlin and a flying funky monkey from the Wiz came together and had a baby. To be, yeah, you happy to be with me? No, I'd be happy if you just pluck my fucking eyes out. Okay? Just make a bitch totally blind at this point. The fuck? What the heck? What? Before you get tasked, you're talking about your parents and your family. Are you new here? Are you new here? Are you new here? I talk about them on here, on the phone, in the family group chats, in the newsletters of the church. I'm the same person that a whole Baptist church decided to try to wage war on this year. Although not now one of them motherfuckers had shit to say to my face. They called everybody else up talking about they was pissed. And I don't know why people still think, even though it didn't work when I was a minor, that calling daddy now that I'm grown, that he gonna change. What he gonna do? He had one trick and that shit don't work. Claiming that he old. And think about my health. Bitch, I've been sickly since I popped out the coochie. I'm still here, you still here. Now, if you want to leave, there's a nice basilica with a whole lot of stairs. I can push you down it. I saw the hand that rocks the cradle. Or he can fight another raccoon. I don't know. And yes, he did fight a raccoon once. And everybody was mad. Like, he didn't check to see if he was okay. Fuck was I going to do? He wanted to play outdoorsy Rocky. He wanted to move into Barbie's palace and fuck with the rich shit. Not me. Now, this next one, I think it's funny. I think I could go back to working in retail if I could do shit like this to customers. You'll see.
Hi, welcome to Claire's.
Oh, wow. You guys still pierce ears here?
We do everything here.
Like what?
Botox, lip filler, amputations, abortion, investments, insider trading, hostage negotiations, criminal investigations, ocean cleanup, crime scene cleanup, lobbying, TSA pre-check, pat downs, organized crime, tarot readings, baking classes, nonprofits, gynecology appointments, ghostwriting, stand-up comedy, drug deals, dog walking, dog fighting, dental cleanings, human trafficking, interior design, poaching, collusion, buccal fat removal, feet pics, babysitting, realistic cakes, arranged marriage, political corruption, adultery, witchcraft, satanic rituals, wedding photography, nail art, propaganda, foreign policy, disposing of nuclear waste, ocean gate tours, time travel, domestic terrorism, scalp massages, unleashing the multiverse, and smoky eyes.
Jesus Christ.
Did any of those pique your interest today?
What happens when you die?
Yeah. Come with me. No, God, I don't actually want to know. I'm just looking around. All right, well, if you need anything, and I mean anything, you let me know.
What is this place?
That would be Tasmart. That would be Tasmart. Yeah. Part of the reason why I should never, ever work in retail again. That, because there was one glorious day where a woman looked at me and was like, well, I would never. Honey, you didn't have to tell us. We know. We know you would never, have never, could never. No, a 10-foot pole would not touch you. We know. We know. We're just trying to figure out, did you kidnap those kids or pay for them? Did you buy them? Did you swoop them up from somebody? Or are you like a flower? Did you implant yourself? Because even if somebody sliced you down the middle and flipped you inside out, still wouldn't be beautiful. It was the last time I worked at that establishment. Then there was a time I tried to work for a small company where I get most of my TD Jake stories from with his fraudulent ass. And the VP of marketing came over trying to get smart with me. And I was like, you know what? I learned my lesson last time. I'm not going to cuss anybody out. I grabbed my purse and my pictures and I walked out. And the COO looked like Ellen. She tried to get me to come back. I told her to go to hell. After drinking kerosene and taking a bath in gasoline. You know, I never mastered the art of turning in a 2 weeks notice. My 20s was a learning experience. Not for me, though. Not for everybody else. Just not for me. Not for me. See, my problem is once I write something down, I learn from it. But peopling, I've also learned you can't write on people to learn, what not to say to them. So my words are kind of like cooking spaghetti. I just throw it out and see if it lands on people and sticks or not. May need to cut the temperature down and maybe not wait till it's boiling hot to toss it at them, but you know, it is what it is. It is it's a way of life. It's a way of life. It'll really test how much of society finds you attractive, because you cannot be interesting looking and say that shit. you you and sometimes you say shit up, push-up bra helps. Whew, I know Beelzebub is dreading when I pass away because he know my ass is coming down to take over. All right. Jesus Christ. You know, I would say in the new year, I'm gonna stop putting out feelers and telling y'all to send me videos, but we all know I'm gonna forget, and we're gonna be back in this predicament. All this one says is can't swim, can't date. I feel like I know where this is going, but every time I feel like I know where a video is going that y'all sent me, oh Jesus. All right, okay. Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Turn off for me, can't swim.
But why, Theo?
If you can't swim, honey, I mean, the earth is 80% water.
Okay, but I can stay on the 20%. Not that I'm trying to date you, Theo, but come on.
If there's, if there's a tsunami and you trying to get on my back, bye.
Jesus Christ on the motorbike, Theo. I love you, but are you Delulu? You think you can swim your way out of a tsunami? You must be Delulu Pro Max.
Bye. I'm doing me.
Yeah, right. You will be doing yourself with Michael Jackson in the afterlife.
I'm doing me. I'm doing me.
Doing me here with Bruce Lee and Michael Jackson.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't your floaty. I ain't nobody floaty.
Imagine going on a date with someone and they ask you, do you need a boyfriend or a floaty? And you are like, what does that mean? And they are like, if there is a tsunami, do you need me to save you or not? If the answer is yes, bah, scoot, scoot, scoot.
First of all, for you to be my floaty, you're gonna have to die. So you can be my floaty. I hate that argument that 80% of the world is water. You must know how to swim. Why the fuck you trying to be in the water all that time? Who decided we needed to swim anyway? And who the fuck is taking bitches on swimming dates? And he's, first of all, what the fuck is a tsunami? Is this another, is this like the sequel to Zootopia? And if you think you like, I can't. Oh my God. And this is somebody who probably can barely freestyle. The world is 80% water. So why everybody got a fucking swimming pool? Okay. And if you want to be specific about it, there are people who can swim in a pool that cannot swim in the ocean. And yes, there is a difference. There is a oh my God. Lord, please stop giving men microphones and cameras. Jesus Christ. Thank you. Well, also, hold on. Wait a minute. Let me vent for a little bit, okay? Oh my God. Oh my Lanta. Anybody else tired of these podcasts. And yes, I know currently I'm not in my office. I'm sitting on my couch, but at least I'm bright enough to put up a green screen. Okay. But are you tired of these podcasts where with all this technology we have, they wait for people to be able to fly out to them, to sit on a bed, sit on the couch with all of this equipment where you don't really have to have the mic set up. Like everything has a built-in mic, or you can get the ones that clip on you. I know. The shaman of shenanigans got me one, and I have to put it in my head when I'm making content for other platforms to keep remembering to use the mic. I'm trying to get better at that in 2024. But it's like, but why? Why? And why are you sitting on a bed with your outside clothes on? That's so creepy. You're sitting on the couch across from each other. And then the cameraman, when women have on dresses and skirts, don't know how to just frame it up here. I don't need you sitting next to me eating my snacks in order for us to have a podcast. Like geographically, I have two co-hosts that we're once a week with each other. We could venture to it, but why? Why? And they're the podcasts that don't talk about shit. If there's one more podcast talking about misogynist men or another passport bro or alpha male podcast, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my shit. If there's another podcast where it's all, am I the asshole through the whole fucking thing? Y'all all pick the same fucking stories from Reddit. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Yeah. So if you want to stay single, ladies, tell people you can't swim. Jesus Christ. Don't wear makeup, but wear makeup. Be experienced, but don't have a high body count. Be a traditional woman, but split the bills, but not the housework. Be feminine, but handle shit like a man. You know what? I know a lot of people be like, they just want a man. I don't even think they want a man. I think they just want to boink their mamas. What do you want? Oh, now you want to talk to me. You done ignored me for 70 days and 70 nights. Moses took his people to freedom quicker than you wanted to talk to me. What do you want? Do you want to say hi to the people? Oh, now you're going away from the camera. You don't know what you want. Now, because I get a kick out of fucking with Trump. Yeah, of course I got some shit to talk about with Trump. Yeah, it was a white dude. I'm about the 80% of the world is water. If you can't swim, what happens if there's a tsunami? We both dead, motherfucker. And I got a bad leg, so even if I do qualify for heaven, that's a stairway. I ain't gonna make it up. So I'm gonna slide down a pole with Lil Nas X to hell. But of course, gotta make fun of Trump. So here we go.
What do you love about Donald Trump?
I love the man. He's a real man, and I've been to 5 Trump rallies, and it just doesn't, we need him. This country needs him.
For what specifically? Like, what's the one thing when you say we need Donald Trump? What's the thing
He was an excellent leader. He made lots of changes that really got our country moving, and these Democrats are ruining our country. They're just hell-bent on turning this country into a communist country, and they're going to try socialism first, then it'll go to communism, and we can't have that.
Where do you see that you're talking about evidenced in the last few years?
Trying to go to socialism? Well, let me think about that, because there's lots of things, but
So far in this interview, it's a standard release of generic talking points about how evil, scary, and socialist those libs are, and how Trump is the superhero that we all need to stop them. So, time for the details that Trump never let them in on.
all the regulations, big government. I mean, the government just keeps getting bigger. Hiring IRS agents to go after we the people, we the taxpayers that work to support the lazy Democrats that refuse to work. And that's why we need Donald Trump. Everybody in this country needs to work if they're able.
But, our joblessness numbers now are quite low in this country.
Are you sure about that?
Well, I'm going off the metrics that we use for every president and every administration. The Department of Labor statistics say that we have very low unemployment now.
How can that be? How can that be when we have...
I'm not a labor expert, but I'm going off the numbers that we credit Trump and Clinton and...
illegal aliens in our country that are unaccounted for, and just because there's jobs out there, that's not Biden's doing.
I'm not saying. I'm just talking about the current state of affairs right now. Whatever presidency, whether it's like I said, Clinton or Reagan or Trump or Biden, we go off of Department of Labor statistics to say where the joblessness rate is, the unemployment rate, inflation, all of that. So right now we are in a good spot historically going by that metric. The one that we credited Donald Trump with is the one we now credit Joe Biden with. So I'm asking, what is it about this time that makes that different for you?
What has he done to improve our country? What has Joe Biden done to improve our country?
Well, Michael Shore did just mention the jobless numbers, but the only time you're allowed to mention jobs is when you're claiming that those scary migrants from the South are taking all of them. But let's get back to those specifics.
You can bring up the jobless thing, but our country is being destroyed.
Can you get
From
more
within.
specific? Though I mean, I'm just asking because I have no horse in the race. I'm just asking what it is specifically.
I don't know. I'm not well spoken enough to tell you that, but he's
But, I mean, you're saying he's destroyed the country. How has he destroyed the country?
the open border is the main thing. Yes, and his liberal policies and these liberal Democrat judges that are letting criminals out on our streets that are, nobody's held accountable when they break the law. Stores are closing because of all the violence. They're terrible.
If President Biden were to come up to you now and say hi and introduce himself, what would you tell the president?
You probably don't want to know.
No,
But
I
Joe's
wouldn't have
gotta go. Joe's got to go. He's so demented, he doesn't even know where he's at. He's not running the country.
Who's running the country then?
Oh, Barack Obama.
He's running the country?
Yeah, from behind the scenes, yep.
No.
Joe Biden's not capable of doing anything. He can't even figure out how to get off of a stage.
It's always I'm not well versed enough to speak on this, but then they do. They said that Trump didn't lose the last election, but he should be on the ballot for this election, although a president can only have 2 terms. But even though Trump won the last election, Obama's in charge. And I love how they keep bringing up open borders and acting like Trump is going to come save the borders. The borders are most open the closest to Trump's bedroom. Because with all his cracking down on immigrants and them keep saying that he's not racist, where's he going to find his next one? Oh, Alina Habba. Oh, but that last name, Alina Habba. I think that last name's a little too brown for him. So where's he going to get the next one? Oh, they are seriously demented. Take a look at this.
You know damn well Trump is better than Biden, bro. Biden has an except raise gases, raise the inflation, and he's just making a lot harder for people to live.
Okay. I feel like Trump didn't do too well when he was president. I feel like he didn't do much.
I'll explain it. He pardoned A$AP Rocky. He pardoned Kodak. Okay. He met with King Jong. He had Twitter like lit. He did a lot of cool, fun shit. He made like the world like just fun and entertaining, you know?
Is that really what we want in a president? It's just the guy that's the most fun?
Yeah. Employment rate was at an all-time high when Donnie was in office.
Do you even know what like the unemployment rate is? Or what it should be?
No, I don't. But I know that like based off of my information that I've heard and seen that yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know how to argue with based on information you feel like you've heard and you've seen.
Yeah.
I feel like I think unemployment right now, I think it was lower than I think it ever was even under Trump. Like it's so low that it's almost a problem. But
yeah, you know why? Because Biden. I can't really read you. It's because like I don't know, like you're an atheist, like you have no emotion. Like I feel like the devil's possessed you.
That explains it. They want fun. They want fun. That's what they like. They like somebody who's going to make them feel good, be the life of the party, go visit all the people that they fantasize about, and help them be the playground bully. They don't want legislation. They don't want a better country. They don't care about their traditional values. They want a drinking buddy. That's what they want. They're no different than the parents who have children and cannot wait for their children to become teenagers, and the parents that are like, yeah, that's my little broke best friend. The fuck they are. We can be friends when you're grown. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Now we got another. Actually, before we do that review video, let's round out the whole Trump scenario and talk about some fake electors.
Because this scheme involved fake electors, those participating in certain states had no way to comply with state election laws, like where the electors were supposed to meet. One group of fake electors even considered hiding overnight to ensure that they could access the state capitol, as required in Michigan.
Did Mr. Norton say who he was working with at all on this effort to have electors meet?
He said he was working with the president's campaign. He told me that the Michigan Republican electors were planning to meet in the Capitol and hide overnight so that they could fulfill the role of casting their vote in per law in the Michigan chambers. And I told him in no uncertain terms that that was insane and inappropriate.
To Michael Popak, Legal AF. That was Laura Cox, and she was the former GOP head in Michigan, cooperating with the Jan 6 committee, calling the fake elector scheme cuckoo crazy, especially the use of certificates that didn't have a warning label on them that they should only be used if Donald Trump won any of the 70 cases that he filed to try to overturn the results of the election, which he did not. And now we have new reporting that one of the 16 fake electors in Michigan is coming out from the cold, getting away from his criminal charges and cooperating with the Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel, and that is James Renner. Now, the headline has been so far, James Renner, 77, former state trooper, sees the light and says he was completely betrayed by Donald Trump and others, and that he feels embarrassed that he participated in something that tried to undermine the legitimacy of the election. And he said specifically to the Michigan investigators, after looking at the transcripts from the Jan 6 committee, including like things like Laura Cox, he is embarrassed, and he can't emphasize that enough, to have been involved. He feels like he was misled, and he was led down the primrose path by not only the Trump campaign, but the three leaders of the fake elector scheme in Michigan, which are Michonne Maddock, former co-chair of the Republican Party in Michigan, along with Laura Cox, Catherine Burden, who is was a Republican committee person to the Republican National Committee, and Myra Rodriguez, an attorney. And they were sort of leading things. Now, Laura Cox, who we just heard a clip from, she was conveniently home with COVID and did not participate on the December the 14th, 2020 secret clandestine meeting in which the fake electors put their name and signatures to the bottom of a coup. It's a coup with receipts, and they're in the form of fake elector certificates. So what do we have right now? Why does it matter? And why does it matter ultimately to Donald Trump? Let me explain that next. Dana Nessel, the peerless and fearless Attorney General for Michigan, and I'm going to show a clip from her next explaining this. She waited patiently, as all the other Attorney Generals did, for about a year or more, waiting to see what the Jan 6 committee would do with her fake electors and what the Department of Justice was going to do. She didn't want to step on toes. But after waiting over a year and seeing that the focus on the fake electors isn't as intense or focused as she wanted it to be in the Department of Justice filing,
What were we saying before about giving men microphones and cameras? The focus on the fake elector. They have the list of fake electors because of the Department of Justice. Might as well try all of the fake electors on the state level, because once again, elections are not national. They're statewide. Boo, day. All right.
Pop culture moments from 2023.
Here we go.
Moments from 2023 that will make you say, wait, that happened this year? In January, we learned a lot about Nepo babies, whether we wanted to or not.
No. Only people who were not alive in the 90s finally learned about Nepo babies. And if you were paying attention, you also learned about white mediocrity. But in the 2020s, I'm learning that everybody thinks that once they discover it, like Christopher Columbus, everybody else is learning it for the first time. I wonder if they think when they lose their virginity or lost their virginity, we all did at that moment as well. I'm beginning to wonder.
Who they are, why they are, which of them are in denial, why Hailey Bieber wore a shirt that said Nepo baby, essentially making fun of it, even though she is one. January also gave us the iconic...
She wasn't making fun of it. She wanted y'all to stop talking about Selena Gomez and her and Justin Bieber and the fact that Justin Bieber doesn't like her. Because she pulled the ultimate hand that rocks the cradle. And also, where's that baby that 67 different times this past year y'all claimed she was pregnant with?
Megan dance. Kylie Jenner also sported a lion head, which was iconic, but confusing.
It wasn't iconic. It was disturbing. It was tacky. It was tasteless. It was yet another Kar Jenner doing too much for the spotlight. And once again, white mediocrity won out, and y'all went ape shit over it. But y'all didn't go ape shit when she was a minor, fucking grown men around her family. Okay.
Because why? February was the month of aliens because we saw a lot of UFO sightings, but the government was so quick.
No. In the mid to late 80s and early 90s, we saw a lot of UFO sightings, okay? Every trailer park had 5 Jim Bobs and 2 Billie Jeans that claimed that they got probed every Wednesday and every third Thursday, especially in the summer. That's when we saw a lot of UFO sightings. And UFO just stands for unidentified flying object. And with the amount of drones that we now have, and nobody follows the rules and regulations for being able to properly fly their drones or keep them at the height that they're supposed to fly them at, ain't no telling what the fuck y'all saw. Shit, these are the same people whose parents used to see Jesus in toast and eggs at the local Denny's. Well, let's keep going. Jesus, I sound like somebody grumpy ass grandma at the end of the street. I might need to take a hiatus from the Golden Girls crew, the Shady Pines shenanigans, if you will. All right, let's keep going.
To be like, no, those aren't alien aircrafts, they're not UFOs, any aircraft can move at that speed. Fast forward to July when we found out that the US recovered non-human biologics from a UFO crash according to David Gersh.
You what did you think, Eric? Never mind.
They were gaslighting us. Rihanna took the
Really? A government gaslighting its citizens. Are you new here? Are you an alien? I'm pretty sure at this point that the vast majority of the Time magazine staff are aliens, because who they pick for person of the year and sexiest this and sexiest that alive from year to year really makes me wonder. Really makes me wonder. But okay.
Super Bowl stage to perform some of her biggest hits like We Found Love, Work, Only Girl in the World. How could we forget the floating stages, her iconic red outfit, and the moment she touched her stomach announcing to the world that she was pregnant.
Rihanna is not a little pregnant woman. It took that moment for y'all to figure that. You don't know the signs of pregnancy, do you? You couldn't see it all up in her face. As my grandma used to say, her nose was pregnant too. She still didn't do Pon de Replay. Iconic. It was iconic because we hadn't seen her in a while, and all of us wanted a new record, but all we got was a new baby. I guess. You couldn't see the imagery. I was a little fucked up that she was the bloody period egg, but she was surrounded by sperm. And she told a story with the... Never mind. Y'all think Taylor Swift is a feminist and Beyonce is militant. Let's continue.
February also gave us Ariana DeBose's iconic Angela Bassett Did the Thing.
Angela Bassett did the thing.
Why do you keep calling all these fuck ups and slip ups and shit that we made fun of iconic? It wasn't iconic, okay? She got saved because Angela Bassett was okay with it. And like a couple days later, Angela Bassett won an award and was like, Angela Bassett did the thing. That shit was fucked up, okay? They decided they wanted to black up a caramel latte black woman. And they wanted her to rap. And just throw as many black names in there as they could think of. Iconic. You know what? I guess the guidance counselor at my high school that looked like Uncle Fester, that was literally babysat by Sylvia Plath, was iconic too, huh? Okay.
Viola Davis, my woman king.
The last thing we had was that we had the eyebrow gate scandal of Kylie Jenner and Hailey Bieber versus Selena Gomez. March was a rough one.
Y'all got 3 different styles for fucking eyebrows, and none of them look like anything that would grow out of somebody's fucking face. So now you're claiming that bitches is copying eyebrow. And I understand why so many white parents smoke meth. Okay.
Because we saw one of the biggest reality TV scandals of the year, known as Scandoval. If you don't follow Vanderpump Rules, basically Tom Sandoval and Raquel Leviss became involved in one of the biggest cheating scandals when rumors surfaced that Tom Sandoval cheated on his girlfriend of 9 years, Ariana Madix. Taylor Swift kicked off the Eras Tour in Glendale, Arizona.
That's what you call a big reality TV show scandal? I remember the season finale of a Basketball Wives episode where Evelyn, I'm trying to collect a ring from every professional sports team ever, and by ring I mean baby and alimony check, decided to tell the the OG of reality TV, Tammy Roman, that she used to fuck her man. And they had to cut the camera because security needed help, and the crew had to then become security. I remember on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, where a producer had to quit his job because he was fucking one of the ladies on the show. I remember another Real Housewives franchise where they had to swoop in and put a bitch forcibly into rehab. And then them New Jersey bitches, how many of them went to fucking prison? And then the mob wives was whooping each other ass. Like, for real, for real. Like, yes, cheating is bad, but that's not like, oh, that's the big scandal of reality TV. What the fuck? I think the biggest reality TV moment, maybe you'll bring it up, is when New York read Omarosa for all of the filth. Okay? All of the filth. But two interesting looking white people deciding to play pin the tail inside the donkey. You know what? Okay, donkey.
Which feels like decades ago. And the tour is still going strong. In April, another coach.
Going strong in a part of the world that they keep claiming they need to protect themselves because they're under such fire that they're buying movie tickets and going to concerts to see a stick figure shake it off. Okay.
Coachella was in the books, with Frank Ocean's set going down in history as a whole mess. From hurting his foot after falling off one of the Coachella bikes, to teams of people building an ice rink for his set that he then told them last minute that he didn't want, abruptly ending his show that he was late to because of curfew, and then dropping out of the second week of Coachella. In May, Beyonce...
Oh, you never heard of Lauryn Hill, did you? That's called ultimate CP time. You ain't never seen a Lauryn Hill show, baby. Don't plan to be there for 5 hours. Just if the show say is 8 to 11 for Lauryn Hill, get there like 10:55. 10:55. Okay, she'll be me in the back, ready to come.
Kicked off the Renaissance World Tour in Sweden, and honestly, one of the best concerts I've been to. In June, Kourtney Kardashian...
That's all you had to say? That's all you said? There were some moments. There were some moments. We was a little concerned at the beginning about Blue Ivy. We were like, "Ooh, she breaking some child labor laws," because that baby don't look like she want to be up on that stage. She don't look like she want to be up there at all. And then Blue Ivy was like, "Well, I guess I should earn this check and make it seem like I'm up here and this ain't child abuse." And she just started pop, lock, and drop it. Pop, lock, and drop it. And then I did notice that Beyonce finally found her pants. I don't know what closet they've been in for all these years, and I don't know which mansion that closet was in, but for a few little moments there, she wasn't in a swimsuit, she wasn't in a leotard, she wasn't trying to win an Olympic medal. We're very proud of her for that. We're very proud of her for that. That's about it. Oh, and can y'all in 2024, can y'all stop dressing up to go to these concerts? You're paying to see them. They don't see what the fuck you got going on. They don't. You done already paid 2 months rent for the ticket, and now you paying gas, electric, and water and car insurance to put on the outfit for who to see? For who to see? Like when you go to the doctor, when you go to the OBGYN, you bring your own lube. You got it already up there. You you bring on your own bed too. What the hell? Y'all stop doing that shit.
She announced her pregnancy to Travis Barker with a sign that read, "Travis, I'm pregnant," during Blink-182's LA concert. Simply,
unfucking necessary. Okay. That was just the final nail in the coffin of her being tired of her sister Kim's shit. All right. Because that man already knew before the fuck concert. He already knew. That was for the rest of us. And we don't give a fuck. Okay. Her, that geriatric marriage and that geriatric pregnancy, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, miss. I don't ever want to be married. I just want to keep popping out badass kids that can't nobody tell me about. Fuck all of that shit, okay? Fuck all of that shit. That man was in love with Kim for decades. That man can't keep his dick away from anything, ever. Don't nobody give a fuck. Don't nobody give a fuck. Okay, and all the Kardashians, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger into whoever the fuck they dating. Okay, they have no style of their own. Okay, 1 minute they white, 1 minute they black. They're never Armenian. 1 minute, you know, they like Ariana Grande. And what's her name? Gwen Stefani. All right, they are the Starbucks of cultural appropriation. Okay, you just go in and order up what the fuck you want.
But effective. How could we forget about Barbenheimer kicking off the summer of 2023 with both films being all anybody could talk about?
And now both films are for free on demand if you have cable.
It was the year of Barbenheimer, and to be honest, that whole month was a pink blur with a little sprinkle of an atomic bomb. It was fun, it was chaotic, and I truly don't think I felt anything since.
And it was a time that nobody was supposed to be going to the movies anyway. Oh yeah. Did you forget about that whole strikey strike thing? Okay. All right.
In July, Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater made headlines after Ariana Grande separated from her ex-husband Dalton Gomez. There were rumors that their relationship was on the rocks, and then Ariana Grande started dating her Wicked co-star Ethan Slater, who had separated from his wife Lily J. And now Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater are still together.
Let me fix that for you. Okay? Audrey Hepburn wannabe morphing into Brittany Murphy in the face. Homewrecker got kicked out of her house by her real estate mogul husband because she was fucking a co-star. After hanging out and befriending the co-star and his wife, she broke up a family while they had a newborn. Okay. All right. So they're still together now. They don't have a fucking choice. Okay, they don't have a fucking choice. Like a couple of other Hollywood couples that got together because of cheating, they got to stick it out for at least a year. Because if they don't, what a waste of lawyer fees and prenup money.
We also got the iconic Kim vs. Kourtney feud over their Dolce Vita lifestyle.
I got married in Italy.
And I will recite that to the day I die. It's all.
We know who the Golden Kardashian is. Because if you're old enough to know, she ain't got no fucking gag reflexes. And she'll fuck anybody for the right amount of money. And stay out of jail. Seems like she likes to steal out of people's closets. We ain't forgot Kim. But she does believe that the Kardashian world revolves around her. And her one day we got implants, one day we don't. Please Photoshop everything about me lifestyle. She's so worried about that wedding. She wasn't worried about fulfilling that legal internship. I guess that's why she ain't never going to be an attorney. But who really believes she was going to be an attorney? I believe that she'll be fucking some attorneys, but I don't believe she'll ever be an attorney.
August, and guess what? We got Donald Trump's mugshot. Next, Scooter Braun's clients like Ariana Grande, Justin Bieber, and Demi Lovato, and more apparently dropped him as management. It is now.
Why did it take them so long? I thought all hail the stick figure slender man. Taylor Swift. When he fucked her over so bad, why did y'all stick with? Y'all really just look at random white men and be like, he's a good man, Savannah. He's a good man. Okay, no more hospital visits before I have to do a show. Jesus Christ.
September, school's starting, and Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet are giving us a ton of PDA. Specifically at the US Open. Babes, at a tennis match, come on. Tennis is at least a little bit more exciting than, I don't know, golf.
Oh, you've never been at either. They be fucking They be fucking at these golf tournaments. Okay, I've been to many. At the tennis, yeah, they be yeah. There's alcohol and finger foods. And honey, if you shocked by that, don't go to the horse tracks. Definitely don't go to the derby. And it don't matter which derby you go to. And if you ain't never been to a derby, you don't understand what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about derbies on different days. Same day, same venue, but there's different derbies. If you know, you know.
When one couple comes together, I feel like we then lose another couple because Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner during the month of September announced their split.
No, Joe was a dick that couldn't control her anymore and put her through all sorts of shit. I don't even keep up with pop culture all like that, but I kept up with that shit because it be something about them Jonas boys that really give me the ick. Now, I kind of like Nick, depending on the day of the week and, you know, how much I've been tongue kissing Mary Jane. And mostly because I have a crush on his wife. But the writing was on the fucking wall. The writing was on the wall. You can't trust a motherfucker whose partner is taller than him.
Jonas Brothers concert was amazing, though. Now it's October, but somewhere in September and October, I know Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce started to make headlines about their relationship.
Oh, because she was dating a racist. She was madly in love with a racist, and she needed a revamp. And who better than a white dude that previously only dated black women for her to do that? And that's why you only see her at his games. She's supposed to be on tour and doing all this shit, but she's at all of his games, and now they're crediting women watching football to her. I guess we just didn't exist before. What the fuck? I swear, y'all give Taylor Swift all sorts of credit. That bitch don't do shit but convulse on stage. And y'all think it's the greatest ever. Okay.
They'd be dating, she went to the Chiefs game, and now they're the talk of the town. Also in October, Victoria Beckham gaslit all of us into thinking that she grew up middle class. I totally believed it because there's definitely a case to be made for that until it was said that she would get picked up when she was younger in a Rolls Royce.
Who thought Posh Spice grew up middle class? We saw the wardrobe, hair, and makeup budget of everybody else in the Spice Girls, and there was an obvious difference. But also, Posh Spice, who thought who I know I'm Gen X, and I know there was still lead paint around when I was growing up, and they really didn't watch us with eating the paint chips. And our Tonka trucks were metal, and we used to fuck each other up with that. But like, did they bottle up some lead and crush it up and feed it to these kids? Posh Spice. Y'all thought Posh Spice grew up middle. Okay. Okay.
Doesn't sound middle class to me. Beyonce shocked everyone and attended the Eras Tour movie premiere and posed for pictures with Taylor Swift, showing us.
She shocked white people. We knew she was going to show up. We knew she was going to show up because we knew what the fuck she was going to do. One, she came casual. It's a fucking movie premiere for regular folk, not even for celebrities. And Taylor Swift looked like she was going to a down home, square dancing, Gone with the Wind, triple sequel prom. And Beyonce was like, Jay, where was that outfit that you thrifted for me? Well, I know technically it's not a thrift store, but you got it from Neiman's. I'm going to throw that on. Just give me some boots. Blue, let me borrow your glasses, okay, sweetie? Yeah, okay, thank you. Let me go do this real quick. Because Taylor couldn't do it in reverse. We clown the fuck out of Taylor. What's she gonna show up in? Jesus Christ. I done seen broke bitches from the belly of the hood go to Friday night high school games dressed better than Taylor Swift. But okay.
Saw that these two women are running the game. I was at that premiere.
No, one of them is running the game. One of them set records. The other one of them is white.
And I am still shocked that I was breathing the same air as these two. And also I could not believe that Taylor Swift walked into my movie theater.
I cannot believe that your face is so shiny and so red at the fucking same time. What is going on? I've been trying to figure that out. Like, I am an eczema princess, but what the fuck? Like, how you wet and dry all at the same time? How you slick and peeling all at the same time? And what's with the Miami Vice shirt and the wop bop wop bam bouffant hair? You know, let's just get through the year.
November, another Taylor Swift moment. We got Karma is a Guy on the Chiefs, and Swifties everywhere were screaming, crying, and throwing up. Harry Styles also.
White people live in a whole different America. White people live in a whole different. What the fuck? Because that's not what I remember from November. That's not what
cut off his luscious locks. And the girlies were freaking out. Not me though, stay safe. And then Taylor returned the support to Beyonce and attended the Renaissance movie premiere in, I don't know where it was actually. Now.
What did I tell you? I think I'm falling in love.
Now it's December and Pink Friday 2 has hit #1 on Billboard's Hot 200. Bad Bunny and Kendall.
Because rumor has it she bought all the streams her fucking self.
Jenner have broken up. Tate McRae is emerging.
Who could have told you? Who would have told you? She don't know how to cut shit. And obviously her sisters didn't teach her how to. Let's just say it's obvious somebody did not get an apprenticeship in the family business.
As one of the newest pop girlies, earning comparisons to that of a Britney Spears. And Selena Gomez made it a point to let us all know that she's obsessed with her man's Benny Blanco. And if you're mad that I forgot something, Google is free, babe.
So it was an online consultation to fix whatever the fuck was going on with your face. You know what? I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. Now, because I put it in the description of this video, and I don't want to wait a whole nother week. We gonna just take a listen.
My narcissistic mom told the entire family to not attend my wedding because I married my golden child sister's crush. She's happily married to her own husband, but she hates me for this. My sister and my husband went to college together, and it was clear from day one that she had a huge crush on him. She was always open with her thoughts and feelings, so he was all she talked about. It was a well-known thing to our sisters and mother. Her and my husband became part of a very close group of friends, and that same year, she invited all of them to spend the day after Christmas with us. That's where I met him. Immediately, I knew why my sister was so in love with him. He was handsome, charming, kind, and just about every green flag you could ever think of. He talked to me a lot that night, with him telling me he felt a sort of attraction towards me. I reminded him we had just met, but he said it was practically love at first sight. I admit, he charmed the pants off me and we slept together. I felt horrible for a long time, but I never had the galls to tell my sister about it. It was a bad move on my part, but we were closer than best friends and I didn't want to lose that connection with her. Eventually, my sister moved on to another man and she married him last summer. It felt like she had forgotten all about my husband and never brought him up anymore. But I couldn't forget him so quickly. Over the years, my husband I met often, and one of the times he told me he loved me, but what could we have done? I always felt guilty about meeting him, so I couldn't begin to fathom how a relationship with him would mentally affect me. That's why we tried to date other people, tried to forget about each other, but I couldn't imagine myself with anyone else, and that made my relationships short and loveless. At my sister's wedding, she invited all of her college friends, including him, and that's where we met again officially. At her wedding, he cornered me and asked me to stop running away from the inevitable, so we started dating in secret. Everything was perfect with him, and I wanted to live out my life with him. He was just perfect for me, and he thought the same. That's why he proposed a year later. I was the happiest I had ever been, but that quickly turned to dread because I had to tell my family. It was easily the worst decision of my life. I have never endured so much hate and isolation in my whole life. Despite being happily married and having a baby, my sister was still pissed at me. She told me she hated me and never wanted anything to do with me. She said she's not going to my wedding and she's going to make sure none of our family would either. When I asked why, she simply said it's because I'm a horrible person. I know the situation isn't ideal, but I reminded her she has a family of her own, so I should be allowed to date whoever, even if it's her old crush. She never even had a relationship with him. Her crush on my husband was well known, and when he didn't reciprocate her feelings, my mom was very hurt for her sake. As for the rest, they just do what mom says since she's the matriarch of the family. My only comfort is that my husband told me that he never liked my sister that way and he wouldn't be with her no matter what. He kept saying that, and that he saw her as a sister even later throughout the years. But even that wasn't able to comfort me on my wedding day when no one from my family attended. My husband told me he didn't care about a wedding if my family not showing up would hurt me. We have wasted many years and we didn't choose to fall for each other. He wanted me to be his wife. I wish they could forgive me for finally choosing my happiness. I clearly misjudged my sister's crush. I thought by the time she met her husband she was over my husband. Now I'm not sure. I decided to write a long email to my mother telling her everything and asking her what I should do. This morning she called me and was so cold. She didn't ask how I've been, didn't congratulate me, didn't ask about my husband. She was on point and warned me about telling my sister anything. She said that my brother-in-law was not happy with my sister's reaction to everything and things aren't going so well with them. They have been fighting for months now, and he left on my wedding day because my sister was very angry and cried all day. He has moved out from their home and is asking for divorce. So if I told my sister everything now, it would only make it worse for her. She said that I'm not allowed to contact my sister in any way and for any reason. I think she deserves to know the whole truth, but my mom disagreed. She demanded I leave my sister alone and move on with my life. She said that she couldn't believe her eyes when she read my email and how horrible I actually have been towards my sister. My mom's coldness made me understand how much I've hurt my family, so I apologized profusely.
I'm gonna need people to repair. Now I did pluck this video because while waiting earlier today, I saw it. So I had to peruse the comments. And there were so many women like, if that was my sister, if that's a crush, I would never. Da, 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 da. This man was in love with the sister. What was she supposed to do? And it's very clear that there's a golden child situation, because did you catch that this woman said, finally, I chose my happiness. She feels bad that her family isn't coming, but even her husband said, yeah, I knew about the crush. I talked to her about it. I didn't want her. I never saw it that way. The very first time they met, they clicked. They kept coming back to each other year after year after year. Her sister has a whole family and did not care and flipped out because the one man that she really wanted, she couldn't have. And her husband, thank God, found out he was just a placeholder. He was just second place as a, ooh, maybe he'll come back. She even invited this man to her wedding. Excuse me, to her wedding, knowing she had feelings for him still. Did she think that it was going to be a Hallmark movie and he was going to run down the aisle and go, no, marry me? And the mother wants the sister to still live in Delulu land? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I've had a many crushes in my life. If my friends and family could not date or marry people because I had a little bit of crush, honey, I've had crushes that have lasted 5 minutes. Like, and she's like, oh, I didn't want to ruin my family. You didn't ruin shit. But I need people to grow some fucking balls. And before y'all go, but it's easier said than done. No, you're comfortable with being treated like shit. You're choosing the hard way of life by forcing yourself to stay around people who treat you like shit and talk to you like shit. It's easy to choose peace. I ain't gonna argue with you every day. You're not gonna be delusional around me every day. There's medication, therapists, and journals for that shit. And I'm not a therapist for a reason. Hell no. No. Mm-mm. Trust me. But it's hard to stay in a relationship. The mental gymnastics, the everything you have to put yourself through to stay in some bullshit. That's the hard part. And I'm saying it from experience. I'm not saying like I've always been like this. Hell to the no. I learned. And I had an ultimate wake-up call from a dear friend of mine who was like, sister girl, you do realize you look better, you feel better, you are yourself when you're solo or when you're around people that are healthy for you. And she was absolutely right. I was downgrading myself to force myself to fit in with motherfuckers that were nowhere near my level. And no, I'm not talking monetary. But hell to the no. Child, that man didn't want your sister. That man didn't want your sister at all. She found a man to love her, and she fucked that up because she over there falling the fuck apart. Because you got her Prince Charming. She's not 12. She a grown-ass woman with a child. Whew. Well, it is time whoops, for me to take some more medicine and chill out for the rest of the night. Once again, not only thank you for joining me here, but on behalf of our favorite resident Ginger Chris and my fellow history girlie Mona, thank you for joining us here all through 2023. And in 2024, we've got bigger and better things to bring to you. And make sure you check out the links in the description of this video. And if you found it funny or found it informative, or you just like me, please share it with your friends and bring someone with you. And Happy New Year to you. If you do the whole resolution thing, may the universe be with you. If you don't, hey, no problem with that. Oh, and a collective early happy birthday to Puppas, wherever he is. He is a New Year's Eve pup. So I do have one final video for you to see as we exit. And as always, each one, teach one, each one, reach one. I'm not even going to say be good over the weekend. Be a heathen, motherfuckers!
This is going to be a very good year. This is the worst. Bankruptcy! I am running away from my responsibilities. What is happening? I'm gonna stop worrying about calories. Feeling hot, hot, hot. I tried. Oh, my life! McGruba! I understand nothing. Well, happy birthday, Jesus. Sorry your party's so lame.